You say sorry first again. They yelled. They slammed the door. They walked out. And somehow, an hour later, you're the one knocking on theirs. You're the one with the soft voice, the one trying to fix it. You did not start it. You almost never do. But you always end it. And a small part of you wonders why this keeps being your job. Why does it always land on you? Stay with me. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what they saw in you, the traits that made them pick you out of a room full of people. You will hear the name for what your body has been doing for years, and you will get one small thing to try tonight. One tiny shift that makes you stop looking like a target. Stay till the end. The way out matters more than the why. First, the part you need to hear. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not too soft for this world. You did not bring this on yourself by being too nice. None of that is true. You are kind. You read the room. You care when other people are upset. You try to make things better. Those are not flaws. Those are skills. Most people in your life love you for them. The problem is not the skills. The problem is who learned to use them against you. So here is the truth. No one says out loud. They did not pick you by accident. They picked you on purpose. Not because you are stupid. Not because you have low self-worth. They picked you because you are good at something most people are bad at. You are good at keeping the peace. You are good at saying sorry. You are good at making someone else feel okay, even when you do not. And that is the exact skill they need to keep the show running. The name for what your body does is the fawn response. You have heard of fight, you have heard of flight, you have heard of freeze. Fawn is the fourth one, and almost no one talks about it. Fawn is when your brain senses danger and chooses to please, to smooth, to agree, to shrink. It is not weakness. It is your nervous system trying to keep you safe by keeping the other person calm. Think of it like a smoke alarm. A normal smoke alarm beeps when there is smoke. Your alarm got rewired. Somewhere, a long time ago. Your alarm learned that loud voices, cold silence, or angry eyes meant real danger. Maybe a parent, maybe a first big love, maybe a teacher. So your alarm changed its job. Instead of beeping, it whispers. It says, say sorry, soften, smile, fix it, make them okay so you can be okay. That alarm saved you once. It really did. When you were small, you could not leave. You could not fight back. You could not run. So your body got smart. It learned to scan faces. It learned to feel the room before anyone spoke. It learned to apologize before you even knew what for. That was not weakness. That was you surviving. The problem is, that alarm is still on, and a narcissist can hear it from across the room. So why you? Why did they walk past a dozen other people and land on you? Here are the 7 things they were looking for. Listen closely. Some of these will sting. That is okay. Naming them is the first step out. 1. You have high empathy. You feel what other people feel. When someone in the room is upset, your body knows before your mind does. Your shoulders tense, your stomach drops, you want to help. To a narcissist, that is a free remote control. They do not have to ask for what they want, they just have to look sad, and your whole body moves to fix it. 2. You over-explain. When someone is upset with you, you do not get quiet. You do not get cold. You give them every reason, every step of your thinking. You hand them the full story so they can understand. To you, that is honesty. To them, that is a map. Now they know exactly which words to use next time to make you feel guilty. 3. You avoid conflict. You will pick the worst choice for yourself just to keep the peace. You will eat the cold food. You will sit in the bad seat. You will say it is fine when it is not fine. You do this because a fight feels worse than the small thing you gave up. To a narcissist, this is gold. They learn fast that they can push, and you will fold. Not because you agree, because peace feels safer than truth. 4. You take feedback too well. When someone tells you that you hurt them, you do not get defensive. You sit with it, you think about it, you try to do better. That is a beautiful trait. In a healthy person, it builds trust. In a narcissist, it builds a weapon. They learn that any complaint, real or fake, will make you change. So they keep complaining about small things, about big things, about things you did not even do, and you keep changing. 5. You give the benefit of the doubt. Not once, not twice. Many times they forget your birthday, and you say, they are stressed. They snap at you and you say they had a long day. They lie, and you say, maybe I heard wrong. You write the kindest possible story about them in your head. And then you live in that story, even when the real one is right in front of you. 6. You apologize first, even when you did not do it, even when they started it. even when you're the one who got hurt. The fight ends when you say sorry, so you say sorry fast. I should not have said it that way. I am sorry I made you feel that way. I'm sorry I brought it up. You think you are ending the fight. You are not. You are teaching them that hurting you has no cost. 7. You cannot sit with someone being upset at you. This is the deepest one. When someone is mad at you, your whole body feels wrong. Your chest gets tight. Your hands get cold. You cannot eat. You cannot sleep. You will do almost anything to make that feeling stop. A narcissist learns this in the first month. After that, all they have to do is go cold. You will come running every time. Do you see it now? Every trait on that list is a good trait. Empathy, honesty, patience, grace, humility, care. These are the things we tell kids to be. These are the things that make a person safe to love. The cruel part is, the kinder you are, the more they have to work with. You did not get picked because something is wrong with you. You got picked because something is right with you, and they knew how to use it. So why does it keep getting worse? Because every time you fawn, the rope gets tighter. The first time you say sorry for something you did not do, it feels small. The second time it feels normal. By the 100th time, you do not even notice. Your alarm has stopped checking if the danger is real. It just stays on. All the time, you are tired. You are foggy. You forget what you used to like. You forget what your own voice sounds like when it is not soft and careful. You stop having opinions. You stop having favorites. You start choosing what they would choose before they even ask. And here is the part that breaks people. You start to think this is just who you are. Maybe I'm just a quiet person. Maybe I'm just easygoing. Maybe I just do not have strong feelings. That is not you. That is your alarm. Still on, years later. That is Fawn, dressed up as personality. So what is it really about? It is not about kindness. It is about safety. You learned somewhere that being yourself was not safe. That having a need was not safe. That saying no was not safe. So you became the person in the room who never needed anything. The person who could read every face, the person who could fix every mood. You did not choose that. A scared small version of you chose it for you, and it worked. You are still here. That little version of you saved your life. But here is the thing. The danger you learned to read is gone. The room is different now. You're bigger, you have a door, you have money, you have friends, you have a phone. You are not trapped. The alarm does not know that yet. Your job slowly is to teach it. And the narcissist, they are not magic. They are not smart in some special way. They just walked into a room and looked for the person whose alarm was already on. That is all. They did not pick you because you are less than. They picked you because your kindness was loud and your no was quiet. That can change. Not in a day, but it can change. Healing does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean turning into them. It does not mean you stop being kind. You stay kind. You just stop spending all of it on people who use it as fuel. You start saving some for the people who hand it back. You start saving some for you. Kindness with a door on it. That is the goal. Here is one small thing to try tonight. Just one. The next time someone is upset with you, do not say a word for 4 seconds. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is it. Do not fix. Do not explain. Do not say sorry. Just breathe. 4 seconds is enough to feel the urge to fawn, and 4 seconds is enough to choose something else. Maybe you still say sorry. That is okay. But this time, you chose it. You did not get pulled. You walked. Do that once a day. Some days you will forget. Some days you will fawn before you even notice. That is okay. The alarm has been on for a long time. It will take a little while to learn the room is safe. But every 4-second pause is you, taking your voice back, one small breath at a time. If even one of those 7 was yours, you are not alone. So many people watching this just heard their own life read out loud. You are not weak. You are not too much. You are not the problem. You learned to survive someone once. It worked. It is just costing you now. And you are allowed to stop paying. Thank you for sitting with me through this one. If this helped, this channel is for understanding and learning, not therapy or a diagnosis. If things are heavy right now, please reach out to a professional or a support line in your country. You deserve real support. Take care of you.